Hello everybody and welcome back to Reading with Grandma. We are going to continue with our R.L. Stien Goosebumps book, Welcome to Deadhouse. We finished off with chapter 7 with Amanda going upstairs and seeing a girl with a very frightening smile. So now we're going to start chapter 8. A hand touched my shoulder. I spun around. It was Josh. I'm not going for a walk unless I can take my basketball, he said. Josh, please. I looked back up at the landing and the girl was gone. I felt cold all over. My legs were all trembly. I grabbed the banister. Dad, come here, please, I called. Josh's face filled with alarm. Hey, I didn't do anything, he shouted. No, it's not you, I said, and called Dad again. Amanda, I'm kind of busy, Dad said, appearing below the foot of the stairs, already perspiring from uncrating living room stuff. Dad, I saw somebody, I told him. Up there, a girl. I pointed. Amanda, please, he replied, making a face. Stop seeing things, okay? There's no one in the house except for the four of us, and maybe a few mice. Mice? Josh asked with sudden interest. Really? Where? Dad, I didn't imagine it, I said, my voice cracking. I was really hurt that he didn't believe me. Amanda, look up there, Dad said, gazing up to the landing. What do you see? I followed his gaze. There was a pile of my clothes on the landing. Mom must have just unpacked them. It's just clothes, Dad said impatiently. It's not a girl, it's clothes. And he rolled his eyes. Sorry, I said quietly. I repeated it as I started up the stairs. Sorry. But I didn't really feel sorry. I felt confused and still scared. Was it possible that I thought a pile of clothes was a smiling girl? No, I don't think so. I'm not crazy, and I have really good eyesight. So then what was going on? I opened the door to my room, turned on the ceiling light, and saw the curtains billowing in front of the bay window. Oh no, I thought, not again. I hurried over to them. This time the window was open. Who opened it? Mom, I guessed. Warm, wet air blew into the room. The sky was heavy and gray, and it smelled like rain. Turning to my bed, I had another shock. Someone had laid out an outfit for me, a pair of faded jeans and a pale blue sleeveless t-shirt. They were spread out side by side at the foot of the bed. Who had put them there? Mom? I stood at the doorway and called to her. Mom! Mom! Did you pick out clothes for me? I could hear her shout something from downstairs, but I couldn't make out the words. Calm down, Amanda, I told myself. Calm down. Of course Mom put the clothes out. Of course Mom put them there. From the doorway I heard whispering in my closet. Whispering and hushed giggling behind the closet door. This was the last straw. What's going on here? I yelled at the top of my lungs. I stormed over to the closet and practically pulled open the door. Frantically, I pushed clothes out of the way. No one in there. Mice, I thought. Had I heard that mice that Dad was talking about? I've got to get out of here, I said aloud. The room, I realized, was driving me crazy. No, I was driving myself crazy. Imagining all of these weird things. As I pulled up my jeans and fastened them, I said the word logical over and over in my head. There was a logical explanation for everything. Everything. I said it so many times that it didn't sound like a real word anymore. Calm down, Amanda, calm down. I took a deep breath and held it to 10. Boo! Josh, cut it out! You didn't scare me, I told him, sounding more cross than I had meant to. Let's get out of here, he said, staring at me from the doorway. This place gives me the creeps. Huh? You too? I exclaimed. What's your problem? He started to say something, then stopped. He suddenly looked embarrassed. Forget it, he muttered. No, tell me, I insisted. What were you going to say? He kicked at the floor molding. I had a really creepy dream last night, he finally admitted, looking past me to the fluttering curtains at the window. A dream? I remembered my horrible dream. Yeah, there were these two boys in my room, and they were mean. What did they do? I asked. I don't remember. Josh said, avoiding my eyes. I just remember they were scary. And what happened? I asked, turning to the mirror to brush my hair. I woke up, he said, and then added impatiently, come on, let's go. Did the boys say anything to you? I asked. No, I don't think so, he answered thoughtfully. They just laughed. Laughed? Well, giggled, sort of, Josh said. I don't want to talk about it anymore, he snapped. Are we going for this dumb walk or not? Okay, I'm ready, I said, putting down my brush, taking one last look in the mirror. Let's go on this dumb walk. I followed him down the hall. As we passed the stack of clothing on the landing, I thought about the girl I had seen standing there, and I thought about the boy in the window when we first arrived, and the two boys Josh had seen in his dream. I decided it proved that Josh and I were both really nervous about moving into the new place. Maybe Mom and Dad were right. We were letting our imagination run away with us. It had to be our imagination. I mean, what else could it be? Chapter 9. A few seconds later, we stepped into the backyard to get Petey. He was as glad to see us as ever, leaping on us with his muddy paws, yapping excitedly, running in frantic circles through the leaves. It cheered me up just to see him. It was hot and muggy, even though the sky was gray. There was no wind at all. The heavy old trees stood as still as statues. We headed down the gravel driveway toward our street, our sneakers kicking up at the dead brown leaves. Petey running in zigzags at our sides, first in front of us, then behind. Well, at least Dad hasn't asked us to rake all these old leaves, Josh said. He will, I warned. I don't think he's unpacked the rake yet. Josh made a face. We stood at the curb looking up at our house, the two second-floor bay windows staring back at us like eyes. The house next door, I noticed for the first time, was about the same size as ours, except that it was shingled instead of brick. The curtains in the living room were drawn shut. Some of the upstairs windows were still shuttered. Tall trees cast the neighbor's house in darkness too. Which way? Josh asked, tossing a stick for Petey to chase. I pointed up the street. The school is up that way, I said. Let's check it out. The road sloped uphill. Josh picked up a small tree branch from the side of the road and used it as a walking stick. Petey kept trying to chew on it while Josh walked. We didn't see anyone on the street or in any of the front yards we passed. No cars went by. I was beginning to think the whole town was deserted until the boy stepped out from behind the low ledge. He popped out so suddenly, both Josh and I stopped in our tracks. Hi, he said shyly, giving us a little wave. Hi, Josh and I both answered at the same time. Then, before we could pull him back, Petey ran up to the boy, sniffed his sneakers, and began snarling and barking. The boy stepped back and raised his hands as if he were protecting himself. He looked really frightened. Petey, stop, I said. Josh grabbed the dog and picked him up, but he kept growling. He doesn't bite, I told the boy. He usually doesn't bark either. I'm sorry. That's okay, the boy said, staring at Petey, who was squirming to get out of Josh's arms. He probably smells something on me. Petey, stop, I shouted. The dog wouldn't stop squirming. You don't want the leash, do you? The boy had short, wavy blonde hair and very pale blue eyes. He had a funny turned-up nose that seemed out of place on his serious-looking face. He was wearing a maroon long-sleeved sweatshirt, despite the mugginess of the day, and black straight-leg jeans. He had on a blue baseball cap stuffed into the back pocket of his jeans. I'm Amanda Benson, I said, and this is my brother Josh. Josh hesitantly put Petey back on the ground. The dog yipped once, staring up at the boy, whimpering softly, then sat down on the street and began to scratch himself. I'm Ray Thurston, the boy said, stuffing his hands into his pockets, still staring warily at Pete. He seemed to relax a little, though, seeing that the dog had lost interest in barking and growling at him. I suddenly realized that Ray looked familiar. Where had I seen him before? Where? I stared hard at him until I remembered, and then I gasped in sudden fright. Alrighty, that was half of chapter 9. It's a very long chapter, so I will finish it for tomorrow's episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave a like, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, subscribe, and let me know how you like this book so far and what do you think is going to happen with these two kids and their crazy wild imagination. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.